past 75 years. Ever since Lucy Stern donated the funding to purchase Camp Oljato, it's been a privilege and an honor to have such a first-class camp and to maintain and offer these wonderful programs to kids.
Camp Oljato is at 7,000 feet. It's a beautiful setting, and it's hard not to, just fall in love with the environment up there.
Color guard, raise the color, camp salute.
We have a very dedicated camp staff. They're doing it because they love it, and they get the fact that they're making a difference in the life of a youth, and they make lifelong friends, and they know what a difference they're making.
There you go.
The opportunities for the scouts here are great. They can go home at the end of the week feeling upbeat, positive, having learned something in a fun, safe, and exciting environment. These skills that they're learning here are not just to pass off requirements, but they are skills that the scouts can use as they grow to use in their life.
Oljato means starlight on the water.
Starlight on the water.
Troop 57 meets at the Lucy Stern Scout House. In preparation for the scouts going to Oljato, we have several steps along the way. We have an information session. You won't need 4 pairs of pants. Definitely want to keep it light.
At Oljato, you'll need your sleeping bag, Going into Oljato, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be covered. There's what to pack, what to bring. You want to make sure you dress warmly. It might be cold and chilly up there. So before Oljato, there's these pack checks to make sure that scouts are ready.
I will ask water bottles, and it does recommend bringing 2.
I think it's mostly for younger scouts. They might not know what they're going into. This is not really just a family, hiking excursion, where you go car camping. It's all about packing light because you realize once you get there, you don't use as much.
In the morning, we gathered at Lucy Stern Center. All the parents were waving goodbye.
It's always an experience, 40 boys, stuck in a bus together, so.
It's like no death.
The ride up there was bumpy as usual.
Everyone's playing cards and talking and messing around.
And once we got there, all the scouts were really excited to get off the bus and get their legs moving.
Depending on if we are using the lake for water transport or the service road for land transport, they will come into camp. When it's a drought year and we're using the road, they are met up at the drop-off point and escorted into camp down a trail by a staff member who has been assigned to that troop as a troop friend for that week. During the years when we were using the lake, they meet across the lake at the scout dock, load their gear up into the boats, and then they are boated across the lake. The lake, when it's full, 15 to 20 minute boat ride. And they come in, arrive at the docks, and start the whole process from there.
Starlight on the water.
Starlight on the water. On the water.
Most of you would be happy to know that all of your scouts are awake and in uniform by 7 a.m., getting ready for a flag ceremony that happens at 7:30.
For these assemblies, we had to line up, and there would be probably 10 lines since there were 10 troops there, and each senior patrol leader had to be in the front of it, making sure they were straight.
Color guard, advance.
And each troop would rotate doing flags.
Flags is really my most important meeting. It's the time where I'm showing off the staff in front of the entire camp, and it's our time to make announcements.
Good morning, Camp Oljato!
Good morning, Michael!
We try to do them some fun, entertaining, energetic way.
Do it!
Do it!
Good morning, Camp Oljato!
Good morning!
Some type of general silliness, of course. If it was serious, nobody would pay attention.
Make sure you guys bring water, because it's gonna be hot. Be there!
Be there!
Show up at somewhere, everyone yells, "Be there!"
Be there!
Be there!
Thank you!
Thank you!
Do it!
Do it!
And when in doubt, if you have nothing, you just put a yay!
Today is away day!
When troops were excused to get meals, they had to wash their hands with soap and water.
Right after flags, the troops are dismissed one at a time to go down for breakfast.
And your hands just got dirty no matter how often you clean them.
And you will be happy to know as parents that every scout is required to wash their hands.
And this was tremendously hard to get your hands clean because people were rock climbing.
Make sure their nails are clean of any dust gathered from Camp Oljato.
They were holding rope all the time, they were chiseling, they were using fire.
And walking with clean hands to have a great breakfast.
Even if you try to clean your hands repetitively with a brush, there would always be some remnants of dirt. They were just basically making sure, hey, it's Camp Oljato, you guys have to have your hands clean. The inside dining hall is really cool. All around the tables, all around in the room, there are old troop artifacts that people have hung up on the walls, that people have put up on the ceiling. It's like a history, it's an art museum kind of all the troops that have been there.
It's always fun when I go into the dining hall and I see a totem that was done by my troop in the 70s, and knowing that I'm just part of something that's just going to continue.
Any troop that's been at Oljato probably has an artifact on that wall.
Starlight on the water.
So the typical day at Camp Oljato, after breakfast at 9 o'clock, a structured merit badge schedule starts.
What else does the Boy Scout almost always have on him all the time? You have a sling with you at all times.
The major goal is for them to get their merit badges. It's where they learn the skills that they can carry in their life. Okay, how to behave, first aid, emergency preparedness.
As you can see at Camp Oljato, there's been a sudden epidemic of broken limbs.
All of these things are just things woven into the Boy Scout.
Ahead of time, they review the different merit badges that are being offered and choose which ones they want to do. And most people will get 3 or maybe 4 merit badges in a week.
The opportunities for the Scouts here are great. They can partake in handicraft art such as basketry, leatherwork, wood carving. They can go over to the Scout Craft area where they participate in pioneering, orienteering, camping.
There's this archery range and the archery merit badge, and it's set in this beautiful place, and you have this serene view over the lake. And then we learn about, archery safety and how to make an arrow, and then you get to shoot. This was an amazing experience.
We even have a unique welding merit badge, which is very popular now. It sells out very quickly.
Welding merit badge classes, it's very, very easy to learn. They asked me to teach welding because I had my own automotive business for years and did my own welding. They weld pieces of steel together and they get to take those home and show them off. Good education for them.
It gives them an opportunity to experience additional life skills, and in many cases it may become a career path for them. At 10:30 they do their second class, and then they break for lunch.
The experience in the dining hall at mealtime is one of excitement, noise. Let's face it, Scouts are always hungry.
Everyone comes in to get their meal. There's plates, there's food, there's a salad bar, there's drinks.
Well, the meals have been fantastic, I think.
The food is actually quite good.
The meals are very good.
Really good selection of food.
Yeah. Food's great.
Yeah, the food's great.
The food's great.
Oljato's known for having some of the best food. That's one of the things we always do right.
And Oljato means starlight on the water. Be there!
After lunch they have a third class.
All right, gentlemen, take aim.
Aim.
Yes, I have my permission to fire.
Shotgun shooting, rifle shooting. Your merit badge is very difficult. You usually have to go to a special range. And up there it's just so easy because it's already, it's already set up there. And you also get to do it in an amazing, really pretty place.
Who here knows what acid rain is? Acid rain.
The role of the nature staff was not just to teach nature merit badges, but to call out and help people notice some of the ways that the aspects of nature were working together in the ecology.
Vehicles and power plants, they like to burn fossil fuels.
It's a spectacular, beautiful place up here with so many wonderful natural resources.
Acid rain is acid will come down and it will not be good for animals and plants.
That is correct. Then you get a chance to shoot.
Steph Curry.
In the newly developed aquatics area, they have opportunities to do your typical swimming, life-saving, rowing, canoeing.
I feel more comfortable like this. That makes sense.
But we've added paddle boarding, kayaking.
So you see right here? My blade's going all the way in, all the way through the throat.
So they had an opportunity to do some incredible experiences.
Another merit badge that I did was canoeing merit badge. That time on the waterfront was really spent exploring a bit more of what I wanted to do. That was fun.
Merit badges, which I'm taking, are canoeing in second period.
I liked merit badges, like the rifle and the archery.
After that, at 3:30, they move into free time schedule. Because not everyone learns the same way. Some will try out COPE, which is our challenging outdoor program experience, where they have an opportunity to become high-performing teams. For climbing, where they get to climb the natural settings of our boulders, which is an awe-inspiring experience.
Trading post, I believe originally was half of the cook's building, the kitchen. They apparently had sawed that up and somehow skidded it down to its current location. Trading post offers things you just can't live without. Candy, sodas, on occasion some scouting supplies, postcards, that's where the mail will be dropped off, jackets, neckerchiefs, all the camp patches.
Starlight on the water.
Each troop gets their own campsite, so Troop 57, we get the same campsite every year. One day we cook in the campsite. They always bring a ton of food and it's really fun.
You know, we can make breakfast burritos.
Having to work as a team, having to figure out who will take on putting the fire together, who will collect water. Different situations afford them opportunities to really truly prepare for later in life.
I was the fire warden, so that's me being in charge of the fire, making sure that there's someone always watching the fire and that everyone's safe. We always have to get some wood. We always end up, having to chop wood, and I don't know why, but the kids, I don't know, scouts just love to do it. They love to chop wood. Whenever I'm tending the fire, I always see this huge line leading to where the block is. Everyone, is waiting to get their turn to chop at wood. It's kind of fun to see, and it's fun to chop wood, but it's cool.
Every time Troop 57 comes up to Camp Oljato, we take on a service project.
Our troop, and all the troops too, are putting effort into rebuilding the amphitheater. So the idea is that scouts are part of the environment, but they're taking care of it.
And then now it's called the Olympicade.
Troop 57, guys, play smart. These balls are easy to catch, okay?
The Olympicade is a small one-day camporee that happens. Some of them are your typical Boy Scout events, like a two-man saw.
I ran for the Olympicade.
Well, the pentathlon is pretty much a series of 5 events.
This is like the big event.
There's canoeing.
And there's canoeing, 2 runners, a swimmer, and an eater.
By this entire time, you're holding a frozen Snickers bar wrapped in duct tape.
They use a frozen Snickers as a baton.
First you have a canoeer, and they canoe out, and then you give it to a runner, who runs to the next runner, who runs to the next runner, who runs to the swimmer, who swims about 4 laps, and then the runner gives it to the eater. So you give it to the eater, and then the eater has to unwrap the duct tape and then eat the frozen Snickers bar as fast as possible. It's very competitive. You're trying to unwrap a Snickers bar and everyone's like screaming at you like, come on, you got this. It's so fun. It's great.
Thursday evening is pretty much our best meal of the week. It's steaks cooked in our Scoutmaster barbecue area. It's put on by the adult leaders, and they're cooking 400 steaks for all of their troops.
Okay, one more veggie burger. Where's Scott?
From there, we move on to a lot of exciting programming in the evening.
Hurrah for the Mary, hurrah for the left, hurrah for the teacher who didn't give a party.
There are 4 major campfire programs. The opening campfire is an opportunity for the staff to introduce themselves to the entire camp in a fun, exciting manner. The second campfire of the week is what's been called the Oljato Song Fest, a long-time tradition, and it's basically a campfire with nothing but songs, a few skits thrown in there for some variety.
This campfire really was an accumulation of everything that happened, that all the troops come together at once. It's a great way to really end the night.
Camp Oljato is special to Troop 57. Here we are, we're meeting at Lucy Stern's building. The most notable feature of the main meeting room at the Lucy Stern Scout House is there's a mural of Camp Oljato covering one entire wall. It's a nice reminder of where we go. So we kind of view it as something we should cherish and help preserve.
I just love the peacefulness up there. It's so serene and so pretty, and you're out in the wilderness. There isn't any phones, and there isn't any technology mostly, and you're just kind of out there, and it's beautiful.